Max, that first session looked maybe slightly tricky, but when the lights came on the soft tyre, you looked very, very competitive. Did the car come alive this afternoon?
Well, we tried some different things with the car, trying to find maybe a different direction with it, and I think we learned a lot from it. It's still not where I want it to be. Personally, I don't really look at the gaps. I think in the end of the day, you have to just go from your own feeling, right, and what you feel in the car. Over one lap, it's a bit better, but in the long runs, they were very tough still for us.
Well, a very different track to last weekend, though. So comparing feeling between the two, how much different does the car feel here?
Well, it's different actually because it's a different track and grip levels are different, but also the setup is completely different. So it's very hard to compare, but it's still clear, of course, that we want to be faster.
Well, you just looked at the standings, or tried to. P3, I think, in the order in FP2. What do you think's achievable tomorrow based on the start you've made?
It's difficult to say, really. I think one standout is, of course, again, McLaren being very competitive, but from our side, there's still quite a bit of work to do and things to understand.
Oh, it looked like a really busy day out there for everybody. How was it from your perspective?
It was okay. I mean, it was a tricky day. Obviously, it's a very challenging track where confidence needs to be very high in order to perform at best. I think we changed a lot the car, but it was a very positive day because I've learned a lot from it, and I think once we put everything in the right window, there should be a bit more performance coming out the car. But McLaren seems to be very strong once again, and a lot stronger than us. But again, never say never. If we put everything together, I think everything is possible.
And with those changes you've made, are you feeling more confident for qualifying tomorrow, and what the prospects are for that?
Yes, I do. I think again we've done a good job by exploring different options, and it's pretty clear in my head what I want to do for tomorrow. So we are going to go into that direction. I hope that it will pay off once we get to quali.
Oscar, it looked like a quite busy day out there for everybody today. How was it from your perspective?
It was a decent day. I think the pace has been good, and I felt reasonably comfortable. There's been a few corners that I need to try and do a bit of a better job at tomorrow, but all in all, it's felt like a good day. So I think the pace has been good. Still some things to iron out. It's not been perfect, but still feeling good.
So obviously coming here, you have got pole position last time out in Bahrain. How are you feeling about qualifying tomorrow?
I think the pace in the car is good. I've been feeling pretty good. I think there's still, like I said, some things to improve for tomorrow. Find a bit more pace to find, but so far everything's been going reasonably well. So feeling confident for tomorrow.
Talk us through how you found that session.
Yeah, it was a bit of a messy session, to be honest. Obviously, we didn't get many laps in at the end. Definitely a bit worse off than we were in FP1. We were pretty good in FP1, but sure, there's nothing we can't solve overnight and come back stronger tomorrow.
What were some of the things that you were able to take from that session, where the strengths are, and maybe where some of those points are that you need to learn and work on?
Got to be honest, I jumped out of the car 3 minutes ago. So
but from the feeling in the car?
It always comes down to the same, which is getting the most out of the tyres. I think we tried some things, Kimmy did some different things, which was valuable to try and learn. I think we got a bit of a direction from that. I was intrigued to see the long run pace, but unfortunately with the red at the end, we didn't manage to see that. But I think it'll be a close battle again for the next best team, and hopefully we can try and sneak up there. But McLaren are very good again.
Fernando, P14 and P15 in those two sessions, very close to the same spot. Is that roughly where it feels like the team is at the moment?
Yeah, I think we did some clean laps today, and the pace still a little bit behind where we want it to be. There are a couple of tests that we went through today, so let's try to get the data also between the two cars and put the best package tomorrow, and hopefully get closer to that top 10 that is obviously the target.
You've been really strong around here yourself in the past. Does that help you kind of give a direction to follow this weekend as you chase performance?
Yeah, I think so. It has been always very friendly to me in terms of results, Jeddah, and I feel always comfortable here. As I said today, we didn't have the car in the right window. We're struggling with the front grip in the medium and high speed corners, which in Jeddah obviously it takes you a lot of confidence to attack the the corners, and we need to regain that confidence into tomorrow.
We heard you complaining about traffic a little bit, overtaking 26 cars on your outlap. How tricky is that going to be to manage in qualifying?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was difficult. It was unlucky on the first lap, but I had a second attempt, and that one was clean. So let's see tomorrow. I think in qualifying, especially Q1, you have a little bit of traffic around, and you need to be lucky. But I think it's much better managed normally in qualifying than practices. So let's hope for a clean quali.
It looked like a really busy couple of sessions out there today. How did you find it?
Well, it was quite fun today. The track is really good fun. Quite tricky day. Obviously, it's about trying to find every little details, because obviously it's not an easy track, and it's really important to place the car very well, especially in that sector 1. But overall, I think was quite positive. I think FP2 was looking pretty good. I was feeling good, especially in the medium, and on the soft I did a mistake in lap 1, and then obviously lap 2 the tire didn't hold on as they could have. But overall, I think positive day, and looking forward to tomorrow.
Yeah, so obviously looking forward to it. And how about whereabouts in the mix do you think you might be for qualifying?
Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty tight, of course, with everyone. But obviously we don't know fuel load, power of the others. What we got to do is just focus on ourselves and trying to improve for tomorrow.
And it looked like a busy day out there for everybody today, and obviously McLaren were looking good from the outside. How was it from your perspective?
I think a pretty decent first day. Always just feels chaotic around here because it's so fast. A lot of walls, a lot of near misses. But I think today has really been a day of trying to be working on my driving, working on myself more than probably trying to work on the car. And been getting more confident, So I think a good start to the weekend, productive, gaining confidence, gaining feeling. So from what I wanted to achieve today, I think on the right tracks.
Yeah. So what sort of learnings do you think you'll be taking forward into tomorrow, and how generally are you feeling about qualifying?
I think at the minute I would say we feel confident, but the others are not far behind. I probably was hoping for a bigger gap than what we had today. So I think we know we're fast, we know we have a great car, but certainly not comfortable, not as comfortable as what we would like. So nothing more than that. Keep our heads down, keep focused on ourselves, and see what we can do.
You looked more comfortable in the car in Bahrain, and you've hit the ground running here on Friday. Is that how it feels within the car? Are you carrying that confidence in?
Yeah, just little steps with my driving, trying to adapt my driving style a bit to the car. Little steps with setup, trying to get it into a better window that suits a bit my driving and the limitations that we have this year. And trying to make little steps. Some things seem to work, others didn't. In the end, we did a decent lap on soft that put us quite high on time shifts today. Let's see if we can keep it up tomorrow. I hope so.
Yeah, P5 in FP2 in the representative session as well. Do you think Q3 is the minimum target, I guess, for you tomorrow?
I always target Q3 and points. This is the target for the team and for myself every weekend. So far it's been tough to get because we've had our difficulties with my adaptation process and things not quite going our way, but hopefully this weekend is a good step.
And you've obviously had a few Fridays with the team now. Are you starting to see progress with this car and with this team?
I'm trying so many different things with my setup and my driving that for sure you see progress, because sometimes I try something but I go backwards, but that makes me then go forwards because I know which direction that I don't need to go. And the same applies to my driving. I try little things with my driving style and with the switches with the car that sometimes I go backwards and sometimes it helps me go forward. So it's that adaptation process, that time that I'm giving myself to understand all these things. I was warned it was going to take time, and it's taking its time, but when I get it, I'll be there.
It didn't look like you got a clean soft tyre run in FP2 there, so just how was the car feeling underneath you today?
The greatest, but I think getting the tyres working today, I think was the issue from my side.
Is that a case of still learning the car as well and the team, or is that just specific to this track and today's running?
It's nothing to do with the team. It's just we were struggling to get the tyres working.
And then how much learning have you been doing though from a Friday into a Saturday, like with this car this year? How much a step do you quite often find yourself making when you delve into the data?
No, normally Saturday goes backwards, but there's not a lot backwards for me to go from where I am. So hopefully tomorrow, overnight, we'll make some improvements to the car. There was a few bits through the session that felt good, and just once we get to the soft tyre, it's not there. So we'll make some changes overnight, and hope tomorrow we can come back a bit stronger.
And we saw Charles was at the sharp end today. You've talked about maybe converging setups in previous races. Is that something you'll be looking to do as well tomorrow?
Possibly. We'll work together tonight to see, because we're through both sessions. We're trying different things across both cars to then converge. So wing settings and all sorts. So I'm hoping tomorrow we'll have a better understanding after we analyse tonight, and hoping for a better day tomorrow.
And what do you think the car's capable of? Where do you think it can maybe get you if you get it all right?
I don't know, mate. I'm just trying to see if I can get in the top 10 at the moment.
2 sessions there where you were slightly outside the top 10, but is it just a case of you getting up to speed on this circuit in F1 machinery?
It was hard today it's still hard to get the balance together. I still feel like there's room for improvements quite a bit, so it's reassuring. I know it's not the best we can do, so it's good for tomorrow.
We heard you mention you hit a curb pretty hard as well at one point in FP2. Just how tough is it to keep it clean around here?
Yeah, it's the fastest street circuit that exists, so it requires a lot of focus throughout the laps. That's for sure. It's really tough, but it's really enjoyable.
And as a rookie, you kind of building up step by step. Is it all about really hitting your peaks tomorrow?
I'll definitely be better tomorrow after a night of sleep, that's for sure. But to be fair, with these cars, they give you so much confidence. I remember in F2 it felt more challenging.
And then we've been used to seeing you fighting for Q3 in recent races. Do you think that's on the cards tomorrow?
Yeah, for sure. Fighting for Q3, I think, is what's going to happen. Then to make it is a different story, but we'll give it a go.
Fastest in FP1 and then in the top 10 again in FP2. That looked like a pretty productive day for you.
Yeah, for sure. It was, it's always great to top a session. I think we had personally had a great feel with the car straight away from FP1. Felt like I had the package to really push on this track, which is very high speed and, quite tricky, but the car was there straight from the start. FP2 a little bit more difficult to put the lap together and struggled a bit more with the grip out there. So obviously tomorrow we know that's the session that matters in the night, a bit colder conditions. So feels that there is a bit of work to do there. But overall, very pleased with this Friday.
We heard you say on team radio to check the brakes, that you couldn't brake at one point in FP2. What was the issue there? Did you get on top of it?
Couple of things with switches and I think generally on brakes I've been struggling a little bit today, so it's just normal stuff. We try to improve session after session, but I'm sure it's going to be fixed for tomorrow.
And being P8 in FP2, do you think you're in the mix for Q3 tomorrow, and is that maybe better than expected?
I think the Q3 is on the table. It's very tight. Carlos put on a strong lap tonight, so I think the Williams are looking like Albon was fast in P1, so looks like I think this track with their car, we know they're quite efficient on this low drag type of track, so I think clearly they're going to be in the mix, but hopefully we can be with them. I know this afternoon I wasn't too far and feels like there was room for improvement, so hopefully we can really nail it tomorrow.
It looked like a busy day out there for everybody today. How was it from your perspective?
Yeah, it was busy. It was good. It's nice to drive an F1 car around here. It's the first time I've done that, so it's lives up to the hype. To be fair, it's very fast. It's very cool. And yeah, we had a productive day. Did a lot of different things, tires wise, test items wise, to try and learn what we can for tomorrow.
So obviously it'll be your first qualifying around here. How are you feeling about it, and whereabouts in the mix you might be?
I think for pace wise, it's hard to tell right now. I think we definitely need to find some time relative to some of our competitors in the midfield. But obviously Alpine looked very strong this morning, looked strong again in P2. Williams are fast. We need to probably make a step, but obviously that's what we're working on now.
Sorry to see that session end prematurely. Just talk us through that incident there.
I just turned into a march and quick clipped the wall in inside wheel, and yeah, it just had damage. After that, just no control. So yeah, apologies team. Pace were looking good, so yeah, shame.
How were you feeling up to that point in the car? How comfortable and confident are you feeling this weekend?
I mean, the confidence level was pretty good. I mean, last soft round was a big compromise with the warm-up and everything, but yeah, I mean, so far pretty okay. I mean, I got limited time with the long run, which I caused by myself, so I can't complain anything, but yeah, it's not a... I definitely would wanted to end it up in a nice way, for sure.
In the short run pace, how are you feeling in that from what you were able to complete just now?
Sorry?
For the short run pace, how are you feeling?
I think it's okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Feeling better for
just like I said, in long run, short run in the soft, I got compromised by warm up a little bit. So there's a bit of there, but short run seems okay.
It looks like it's been a difficult day for the team out there, but just talk us through what it is that you're struggling with within the car and how it's feeling out on track.
Yeah, FP1 was difficult. Again, struggling with the similar issues that I did in Bahrain in the free practice sessions, just lacking confidence on the brakes. I had a few lockups and car moving left and right in the braking, which is really difficult to predict. So we made a change for FP2. We put back the brakes from a race where they worked very well, and it was the case again. Brakes were much better today in the afternoon, so I'm happy with that. On the other hand, we suffered a little bit in performance runs in FP2, missing a little bit, especially jumping onto the soft tyre, so definitely a bit of work to do for tomorrow.
This is a circuit that, of course, you made your super sub appearance at last year. How are you feeling about getting out there this year? Of course, you've got the confidence and comfortableness of the fact that you've got a full-time seat, but how are you feeling about getting out there, especially in the race?
Yeah, I mean, I'm very happy to be back, and if I look back at myself from 1 year ago, I feel like an absolute idiot. Like some of the laps and some of the lines I was doing were really bad, but you know, I can't be too harsh on myself. It was a tough scenario, but yeah, I wish I could repeat it this weekend. But no, I'm really happy with, you know, looking back, seeing how far I've developed, and really enjoying driving on this track as normal, and then hopefully we can have a good qualifying.
Where do you think you guys are in terms of competition and the teams around you in that pecking order?
Now you're asking. It's difficult to say. Like I said, we struggled a little bit more on the soft tyre, especially in FP1, and FP2 was a bit better, but it's really tight, really tight. So I think if we put everything together, we can be in the mix. I hope that's the case. We just have a few things to fine-tune. I had a bit of bouncing, which is always difficult and no fun. So I think if we can get on top of that, we can extract a little bit more from the car. So let's see how tomorrow goes.
Okay, that looked like a very productive day on your side of the garage from the timing screens. How did it feel inside the car?
Yeah, I think one of the better Fridays. I mean, we didn't have so many this year yet, but I think it was one of the better ones for sure. I think, yeah, the car somehow, you know, from P1 felt a little bit more comfortable, a bit more at home on this track compared to last weekend, which is obviously nice and good news. And, you know, after that, yeah, typical Friday, you know, playing around with the setup a bit, learning about tires, and yeah, that's it.
Is it a track that you like as well, though? Are you comfortable around this circuit?
I do. It's pretty intense. It's you know, it's crazy, the speeds that we achieve here, but it is spectacular. It's challenging and very fun. The change of directions here, and you know, in general, the layout. So obviously, I don't know, my fourth, fifth time now here, and yeah, get more comfortable by the year, I think.
And only one car for the team, though, in FP2. How damaging is that in terms of maybe lost data, or can you cover that?
Yeah, it's obviously very, you know, compromising for Gabriel, who's here, you know, first time in a Formula 1 car. That's obviously far from ideal. Obviously not, you know, what anybody wanted in the team, but unfortunately, yeah, obviously it happened, and, you know, it was a big problem. It was, of course, not intentionally, so, yeah. obviously he will try, to do damage limitation tomorrow. But yeah, not the best preparation for sure. And we'll just, try to make the most of it from here.
And for you though, what can you target tomorrow?
A good Saturday.
What would that be?
I don't know.
Band.
Hello.
Looked like a busy couple of sessions out there today. How was it from your perspective?
Yeah, it was obviously a very busy one. Quite a lot of things that we need to look at after today. It hasn't been the easiest day, but as usual on Friday we gather data, we try and improve things, and the important is going to be tomorrow. So yeah, we'll do everything we can to put it together tomorrow, and hopefully have a bit more pace from us.
Yeah. And looking ahead to tomorrow, what are you thinking with whereabouts in the mix you might be?
Yeah, it's always difficult to say, but it's a tough track. You need as much confidence as you can, from every corner. So you need to feel one with the car, and this is what we are going to be working on tonight.
I know you've just stepped out of the car, you haven't had a chance to look into the data or anything like that, but just tell us about how that session was, and FP1 from the feel in the cockpit.
Yeah, a lot to debrief, a lot to go over. I think the medium isn't so bad. I'm still not as comfortable as I'd like to be. And on the medium we're not too far away. We're 10th and a half, 2 tenths, and usually you can correct a little that with my driving. And the soft, we're just not seeming to click at the moment today. So not really able to take a step forward, and just not feeling so comfy. So we'll have a good look into it tonight, and we have tomorrow still in FP3 to sort all and iron all our issues out before qualifying.
Coming into this weekend, there was lots of talk of the fact that the team might be strong this weekend, and when we spoke to you yesterday in the media pen, you and Pierre both said, let's just chill out and see each session as it comes. How are you feeling looking forward now towards qualifying and the race? Do you have a better idea of how you're stacking up?
Yeah, to be honest, I think still looking at the potential of the car. If I can, be where I am on the mediums, on the softs, I think we can still be potentially pushing for Q3 and in the top places between P7 to P10 there. I just need to get comfy on that soft tyre and make sure that I'm able to maximise it.
Both sessions towards the bottom of the timing screens for both cars. Is it just kind of where Aston Martin is at the moment?
Yeah, it was not the most competitive day for sure. We'll see what we can work on tonight, improve for tomorrow, and go from there.
Car looked a bit of a handful, saw you swapping ends into turn one. Just what happened with that one?
Yeah, just big rear lock, and I lost it. So it's tricky out there for sure. Like I said, we'll see what we can work on and improve tomorrow.
Obviously, getting tyres in the right window for one lap in particular is crucial. Is there much you think you can do to get yourselves maybe in the fight for Q2, even Q3, if you get it all together?
It's going to be a tough mission for sure. We didn't look great today, but we'll see what we can do tomorrow.
Alex,
Hello.
looked like a busy couple of sessions out there today. How did you find it?
Okay, yes, finding our feet a little bit. A bit happy with the car in FP1 and FP2. Fun around this track, very high speed. Got a little bit scrappy on the last set of soft tyres, which we'll need to improve and figure out what went wrong. And I think we still need to work a little bit on our long run pace. So a bit of fine tuning. It's going to be close, like always. So every little bit helps.
Yeah. So with it being close, how much are you looking forward to that battle tomorrow in qualifying, and how are you generally feeling about it?
Yeah, it's going to be tight, and tyres are always a talking point around a track like this, where the track's quite cool, or it cools off during the session. It gets harder and harder to get the tyres into a good operating window. We're normally good at that, so let's see.
Oh, a fuel leak ruling you out of FP2. Just how frustrating is it to miss out on what's the most representative session of the weekend?
Definitely not ideal, especially in a high-speed track like this. I think the second fastest track of the championship. My first time with the Formula 1 car here, so obviously quite frustrating. But, nothing the team could do about it. It happens. It's things that unfortunately they can happen, and luckily the team figure out as soon as possible after FP1 and try to make it in time, but basically impossible. There will need to be a change for tomorrow, and no possible to run today, but at least good to see Nico P9, so it means not a bad window to be.
How much learning did you still manage to do in the first practice session, and how much are you going to now have to lean on Nico, I guess, and what he's done?
Well, a little bit of learning in FP1, but not really much, you know. I did some laps, but you know, FP2, as you said, most representative session of the weekend, you know, before qualifying. It's the best time of the day to do the practice and understand a bit of your settings for quali. And it's a shame I couldn't do it, but it's part of the game. We move on, and now I will listen to what Nico has to say, and we move on.
Is this where it helps, have an experienced teammate and you can kind of rely on his feedback?
Well, every driver drives a little bit different than each other, so you cannot rely 100% in one only feedback. So it's always better if you can drive it. But in that case, as I didn't do it, we need to rely on that.